So, good morning, everybody. Wonderful that you are here. And so, if you're new, then taking care of yourself, not feeling that you have to push or achieve anything. Thank you. And if there's any questions about any technology or anything, just feel free to unmute and let me know. So enjoy, take care of yourself, find that inner smile, whatever we're doing. And there is no right way, no wrong way. We're doing our yoga practice, so we're feeling and sensing into what's there emotionally, physically, energetically. So, yeah, let's find our space first of all. Let's just land on our mat in our space. So take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth with a sound and allow a sigh to flow out of your body. And do that whenever it feels good, just opening your mouth, hearing the sound, hearing the vibration of the sound, feeling what happens when you have that release of maybe tension, maybe just something that's caught inside. So just noticing your posture, feeling your contact with the cushion or with the ground, seat bones contacting the ground. Allowing your spine to extend upwards, lifting the back of your neck, relaxing your chin to horizontal. Allow your hands to rest, perhaps they're resting on your knees, on your thighs, open. Perhaps you want to join your thumb and forefinger in a mudra, or perhaps just having one hand on top of the other, allowing your thumbs to connect there, whichever is you're comfortable. So we're going to just feel into our breath for the next few minutes, so we need to be comfortable. And as you connect with your body, scanning through your body, notice if there are any areas that might be contracted, that might be holding a little tightness. Is the space to allow that to drift away. Welcoming in any chronic issues that you deal with, allowing them to be part of your whole practice. That's what guides our practice, working with what's there from day to day, always changing, never the same. And begin to connect with your breathing. Allowing the breath to be your focus point, to come into this moment. Being a witness to what's there without judgment. And when you've contacted the flow of your breath, invite your breath to become a little deeper, a little slower. And you could add to the breath a feeling of expansiveness and energy as you breathe in. A feeling of letting go as you breathe out. And if that's too much to think about or to sense into, just remove a layer and come back to just the breath. Noticing if the breath brings any contraction into your body. That constant awareness. And if it's making you contract or hunch your shoulders up, just be sure to let that drift away. Taking 3 more full, deep breaths in and out. And then allowing your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Excuse me. And then noticing the effects of just sitting, centering, coming inwards, coming closer to your centre, so we're letting go of everything that's outside, which is particularly good for us at the moment, so we can come back and be in our centre. So as you open your eyes, maybe taking your cushion or your block away from you. And I wanted to have a bit of a theme this morning around the first 2 chakras. So the root chakra, the first chakra, the base chakra, and the second chakra. So the first chakra, the Mudra chakra, is just around our perineum, maybe just inside, closer towards the end of our spine. And it's linked with earth, so it's linked with being grounded, our survival mechanism, our way of being in the world, having that anchor. So we're going to do some postures and exercises to work with that. And we're also then going to move towards the second chakra, the Svadhisthana chakra, which is about just below the navel and just inside, so around the dantian, around the hara area. And the element for that chakra is water, and it's about the right to feel. So the first chakra is the right to have what we need, basic needs, and the second chakra is about feeling, so sensing into our emotions and our creativity. So quite one's more solid and then the other one's more fluid, so we'll work with that a little bit this morning. So just bring your hands onto your knees. You could keep your legs crossed or you could have your legs stretched out. So we're just going to make some circles, almost like our spine is circling around that centre point, and just bring your awareness down to the first chakra, or let's say the pelvic floor, and just making those circles so we're connecting ourselves to the earth. And then notice your breath. Are you able to breathe in and breathe out? A little bit about centre of gravity, just moving around our centre of gravity, and then begin to change direction. So it's helpful as we're dealing with stuff at the moment and making decisions that we come from a grounded place. We don't come from our head, we don't come from the external, we come from our own centre. We know what we can tune into, what's good for us, for what we need. Okay, and then bringing that to slowness, just stretching your legs out and giving your legs a tap. And at the same time, as we do this, we're also kind of tapping on the ground, encouraging the earth to move up through our legs and encouraging that vibration through our bones and our legs, which connects us to the earthiness. Okay, bring that to a stillness. We're going to move around and come up to standing. And in fact, we're going to do a roll. So we're going to bend our knees and allow our chin to come to our chest. And as we roll down, we're going to feel into our body and just notice any areas of tightness, tension. Actually, you might be feeling really fluid this morning. So bend your knees, drop your chin, roll your shoulders forward. Hands are really nice and relaxed. And you can carry on breathing in and out as you move forward. Just notice your feet and how they're contacting the floor. Mine are wriggling around, almost like they want to find the comfortable spot. And then we roll down, and as we roll down, what's happening through between your shoulder blades, back of your neck, and eventually we touch the floor. And we roll forward until we feel comfortable in that position. You might want to bring a block or a cushion underneath your hands to rest on. If you can, fingers touch the floor. Or just bend your knees a little bit more. And roll your head forward. So we're almost like giving into the ground, closer to the ground. And then we're going to stamp like an elephant. So we're going to lift up alternate legs and stamp those feet into the ground. You can walk around if you wanted to. And it's quite challenging because we're in this position. But we're really just stamping and making contact with our earth underneath us, becoming more grounded. Okay, so when you've done that a few times, just pausing there and staying with your knees bent, just rolling forwards again to touch the ground. And then we're going to squat a little bit and then we're going to roll up. So just imagine you're feeding all of your joints and your legs and your spine. You're feeding your whole body with that lovely earth energy, that grounded energy. Just coming up to standing. And then we're going to actually reach our arms up above our head. And come onto our tiptoes. So then we leave the earth, come away from the earth. And as we're going to kind of thump back down, if you like. So inhale, and as you exhale, thump your feet on the ground and let your arms rest down as well. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale up. You could give a little shake there. Shake to your hands, shake to your legs. Inhale, and then let's thump it out with a big sigh. Let your head go as well if you can. 2 more times. Just a little bit of a shake. And the last time. So getting into our breath, moving our breath. And then lifting your arms up and just letting your arms rest down again. Float down to your side. Just close your eyes for a moment. Feel the movement of the breath, of the vital energy moving. Okay, so let's come into the tree pose. So here we're taking one foot off the earth, but we're balancing. So we're trusting that rooted leg to hold us. This also is working on our second chakra as we lift up and as we become creative, we become a little bit more fluid. So taking your weight onto your left foot, turn out your right knee, turn out your right hip, and start to bring your right leg into its position. So maybe your toes are on the ground, perhaps that's your tree pose for today. If you want to, you could bring your foot up onto the inside of your shin. And then lift your arms up above your head. If you've got another version of the tree pose, then go ahead. First of all, arms straight above your shoulders. Come into your position, relax those shoulders down. Keep making this dynamic. The hips are opening out. So as you see, we're opening out all of this area, the area around the reproductive organs, the hips and pelvis. So we're stimulating blood flow around there. If you want to bring your hands together, you could do that into the temple position. Can we take 3 full deep breaths into the tree, grounded through its roots, reaching up to the sky. And then exhaling, arms down. The foot to the ground, noticing how it feels, both feet on the ground. And maybe there's a release of any tension there. So coming with your weight onto your right foot, turning this left hip out, bringing your foot onto the inside of your shin. Remember, this knee is not locked, the standing knee is not locked. Dynamic, the energy still needs to move up and down, and then we can raise our arms. Notice your own pattern of breath here. Allow the tree to bring an inner smile to your heart and let that flood up onto your face, smiling into your face. Focus on your breath. In and out. Inhale and reach, exhale and float your arms down. And bring that foot back to the floor. And again, just giving those feet a shake. Okay, and then step your feet apart, and let's just bend and stretch the alternate legs. So we're just stretching the yin meridian channels here on the inside of the legs, stretching away any tightness. And also feeling our contact with the ground, outside edge of our feet, really in contact with the ground. Okay, the next time that you're in the centre, let's turn the right foot out. We're coming into the warrior one, so turn the right hip and then turn that left foot in to support you. So we're going to turn our torso towards our right knee, and then inhale, arms above our head. Exhale and bend the right knee. You can see if you look that my knee is above my ankle and not forward of my ankle. Can we stay in this position for 3 full breaths? And again, we're grounded, we're contacting the floor, we're lifting up through our lower belly, lower back, our second chakra, and we're bringing all of that power into the warrior pose. Again, if you want to join your hands above your head, go ahead and do that. If you need to step out, take care of yourself, step out of the warrior pose. Okay, one more. Inhale, reach towards the sky. We're going to come forward into a diagonal. We're going to send our hands back, so the palms facing towards the back wall, like, what's his name, Atlas, holding up the world behind us, and the front knees still bent. And then we can come at like a 45 degrees, so we're in the same plane as that, as our arms. We can look down at the floor, just about half a metre in front of our toes. Okay, inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to either side of your foot. And then start to walk around towards the front. Turn your toes as you go, both toes towards the long side of the mat. Continue all the way around to the other side. So we're going to come into the warrior from the other side in this position. So position your legs, the back leg turns slightly in, front knee is bent. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to lift up from our core, lifting our torso. So lifting up almost from our second chakra, creating the warrior pose. Stretching up, looking straight ahead. Fingertips pressing towards the sky, and just noticing you can go a little bit lower if that feels good. So we're bringing that first chakra down towards the ground, but then reposition your feet in case your knee needs to come over your ankle. 3 full deep breaths in here. Inhale, reach the fingers away. Exhale, arms down. And coming forward, bending like 45 degrees, pressing our arms behind us. You can think about the point right in the middle of the hand to press away towards the back wall. Feel the strength in this position, strengthening your bones and your muscles, building stamina. And then we're going to reach forward towards the ground, and we're going to walk around to the middle, feet facing forward, bend your knees, and then come up into the goddess pose. Okay, so yeah, let's twist from right to left. So we'll take a twist to the right. Inhale back to centre, exhale to the left. Inhale back to centre, palms facing each other. And just find your own rhythm there. Inhale and exhale. Okay, the next time that you're in centre, just pausing there, we're going to do the lion breath. So if you remember the lion breath, we inhale and we exhale all the way from here, from our hara, but we open our tongue out and we really just roar towards the front of the room. We're going to add a mudra to that, the Shambhavi mudra, and it means that as we exhale and stick our tongue out, we're going to look up towards our third eye, and we're going to bring our eyes into the middle, so it's a bit cross-eyed and it's a bit upwards. Feel that, what that does to your eyes. So a few things to remember. I'll guide you slowly on the first one. So bend your knees, bring your arms to the side, and we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, slowly extending your tongue and looking up with your eyes. And then rest your eyes and take your tongue back in. Let's do that 3 more times so we can get that good roar on the exhale of the tongue. So inhale and roar. Inhale. Allowing that roar to let go of any frustration that's inside you, anything that you want to let go of. 2 more times. And don't forget to try to lift your eyes up at the same time. Closing your mouth, resting your arms down, stepping your feet into the centre, just taking a moment just to pause with your eyes closed. Okay, lovely. So I hope you're feeling quite grounded and ready to move a bit more. So we're going to address the second chakra a little bit. And as I said, the seat of like the reproductive organs, so the seat of our creativity. So some people say to me sometimes, I'm not at all creative. And this is where I would work with to bring that creativity, whether it's gardening or drawing or painting or just doing something that changes something. So step your feet wider than your hips, bend your knees. We're going to make some hip circles. So one of the best movements that you could make. You could have your hands onto your hips, or you could just rest your hands down. And again, we're going around that mid pole. Notice how your feet might have to move to accommodate you. And we really can build up energy here just by making this movement and keep our hips healthy, keep our pelvis healthy, keep all our reproductive and our lower organs stimulated with more blood flow. Okay, we're going to change direction. And then close your eyes. It's almost like this movement just takes over your body and it takes over your breath. Your mind is absorbed into this movement. Okay, we're going to bring that slowly to a pause. Just move your feet a little closer. Again, close your eyes and notice if you can feel the effects of stirring up that energy. Okay, and then we're going to come back down to the ground. So bring your chin onto your chest, roll your head forward, bend your knees, and let's come onto our back, hug our knees into our chest. So just with your hands on top of your shins there, resting into the ground. So this place, you're making contact with the ground through your back. And notice if the ground feels supportive enough to just let go. Can you let go of any tension, any holding? Perhaps your hands need to come into a different position to achieve that. Perhaps you need to let your arms come down to the side, or you just need to clasp your hands. Something that just allows you to rest in this position. And then begin slowly to introduce a rocking from side to side. So just like we do with a baby to soothe it, we can use this to soothe ourselves too. Just rocking, bringing us back to our centre. Rocking across the back of the pelvic bones, so between the first and the second chakra. Helping us to tune in more to our intuition. not to be so guided by our bossy mind. Okay, and then bringing your feet down to the ground. Let your arms rest down by your side. And we're going to do some pelvic curls. So first I should say that here we're grounded through our feet and our back and the back of our head and our hands. Big surface area on the ground. And then we're going to inhale, and as we exhale we're going to lift our hips away from the ground and just rock from side to side, a bit like a pendulum. And notice if that movement is kind of smooth or it's a bit like jaggedy. Finding your own way of doing that. Maybe we'll come back to that and check it out again. So you can see here we're really swinging through our second chakra. And then bring your hips back down to the ground. Inhale, and as you exhale, you lift away from the ground, but only about the width of a hand, not all the way up. And then you breathe into that place. Can you let your shoulder blades go? Can you let the face relax? And then feel the top part of your spine. Feel the most top vertebra at the bottom of your neck. We're going to roll down towards the ground. So we're going to roll each of those vertebrae down and really get a massage down our back, all the way down, feeling that as the different parts touch the back. And then the hip bones eventually come onto the ground. Keep letting go, almost like you could sink into the ground. It's like sand underneath you that you just let go, and all of those quite heavy muscles and bones around this area can just keep letting go. And then what we're going to do, we're going to push our hips into the ground so that we make an arch underneath our back. So if you can do, you could put your hands underneath there and then arch your back away from the floor. You could make a fist out of your hands and just give your kidneys a bit of an extra massage there, some nice vital energy. We're just making that arch. Hips are in contact with the ground, back's arched. Inhale, and as you exhale, letting go towards the floor. And then we start to tilt our pelvis in the opposite direction. We start to lift it away from the ground. And this time we come a little bit higher, almost to the top of our shoulder blades. Take 2 breaths in here. And then feel the top of your spine and start to place those discs on the floor. We're a little bit further to go this time. Perhaps some movement in your back as well. Placing them on the floor. It's a long way down. We let the hips keep sinking into the ground. And when we've let go completely, almost feeling a spread the back of the hips as we start to expand and widen a little bit, arching our back away from the floor, pressing down with your seat bones or hip bones, creating that space in your lumbar spine. If there's any discomfort there or anywhere, just breathe towards it without any forcing. And maybe find your edge just 1 millimeter more, 2 millimeters more to open the lower back. And then we're going to breathe in and exhale and release. Our back touches the floor, and then we're going to come up into the bridge pose. So I'll take the tie just in case you want to use the tie. So inhale, and as you exhale, starting to lift, 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 lift. Tucking your chin to your chest. This time, front of the hips are raising towards the sky, front of the breastbones. And then on the next inhale, so you can just lift up a little bit more, and then exhale and come a little bit more forward. So perhaps your eyes are looking down now towards your ankles. And in this position, just let's use our exhale with an open mouth. So inhale and almost like make a beak shape like the crow breath. So you're exhaling away any tensions. And just finding your edge there. Perhaps there's a stretch in the back of your thighs. Keep lengthening through your lower back. The urge probably is to round your back, but see if you can almost scoop your belly up and come with your abdomen towards your upper legs, and keep lengthening through your lower back so that we're almost, our nose is coming closer towards our toes rather than our forehead towards our knees. And then if it feels good, you could just curl over, just finding your stretch as much as you want to curl yourself forward. And the other possibility is you could let your back of your knees drop towards the ground. That's going to change the stretch significantly. So if it feels good, just to bend those knees and let the focus be on the upper body. Go ahead and do that. Then we're going to slowly come out. So just with the awareness again on the pelvic floor, we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, almost lift up and lifting up that energy. So almost lift up your internal core. And let your legs relax. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Good. And bend your knees. Give your knees a bit of a rock to the side. Okay. And so take your cushion. You can sit on your cushion in any position. So we're going to do a bit of tuning into the chakras and also a mudra, the earth mudra, the almost unpronounceable Prithvi mudra. So the tip of the thumb and the ring finger. So both hands, tip of the thumb and the ring finger. The other fingers are stretching away. And just to remind you that the mudra is closing a circuit of energy. So we're maintaining the energy inside us, and that's having an effect. This one particularly is helping us to ground. So hopefully we're going to go out into the rest of the day very grounded. Okay, what I'd like to do today with this mudra is tune into the sounds, the mantra sounds of the first two chakras. So I'm going to say those sounds, and perhaps you also want to either verbalize them or just let them be internal. So the first sound for the root chakra is lam, lam. So it's a bit like an om, but it's a lam. And the second chakra sound is vam, vam, vam. So first of all, we'll do about a minute of the first chakra, and then I'll move on to the second chakra. So as I'm making the sounds, just have your awareness in your Muladhara chakra, so let's say pelvic floor area. Feel the contact, feel the energy, and if you remember, the colour for that chakra is dark red. So you could almost imagine like a dark red flower, or just the colour of red, energizing that, allowing you to feel grounded and solid for the rest of the day. So finding your hands in the Prithvi Mudra, allowing your eyes to close. Coming to your breath. Lam, 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 lam. Moving your awareness up to your second chakra, so just below your navel, deep inside. The colour is dark orange. And maybe you feel the vibration of the sound. Feel the vibration stirring up the water, stirring up the creativity. Ram, 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 ram. Taking a moment to feel the energies there. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, letting go of the mudra, open your eyes. And noticing or sensing into your body, mind, noticing if that was helpful, if the vibration or the chant was helpful to focus your mind into your body. Notice any feelings of almost like an energized groundedness. Let's do a twist before we come into relaxation. So let's finish with a seated twist. So bring your legs out in front of you. Bring your right foot to the outside of your left knee. And squeeze your leg towards you. Feel that lift of your spine. And again, in this posture, we can think about that first chakra in contact with the ground. Inhale, lift your arm around, and then place your hand close to your back. So there's a real lift through our spine, and we're using that vital energy that we've raised to help us to lift into this position. And then inhale, and as you exhale, looking around over your shoulder, using your eyes, stretching that right eye particularly to look as far behind you as you can stretch without overdoing it, without putting in too much effort. Can you take full 3 breaths into this place? And then inhale, lifting the arm. Exhale, arm coming around to the front. Releasing your hand down. Stretching your legs away. With a little tap. And then bring your left foot onto the outside of the right knee. Squeezing the knee in towards you. Inhale, arm around to the back, looking over your left shoulder. Squeezing your knee in and feeling your eyes. Look around and then maybe closing your eyes. Feel the stretch in your neck, through the top of your neck. Two more deep breaths in and out. And then lifting your arms, wheeling your arm around to the front. And bring your hands back to your knees. Stretching your legs out, giving your legs a tap. And then bringing yourself down into Shavasana. So lay on the ground. Legs slightly wider than your hips. Arms away from your body. Palms facing up to receive if that feels good. Tucking your chin towards your chest to lengthen the back of your neck. And making any movements that you feel that you need to be completely comfortable. Keeping yourself warm. You know this already. You know how different it is to be in Shavasana when you might feel chilly and when you're really taking care of yourself and you're feeling nice and warm. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, letting go towards the ground. And we can just appreciate the energy we've built up in the lower 2 chakras. And we can almost say to the body, we'll spread that energy around and the whole of the body can use it. So just imagine that lovely grounded in the creative energy are just spreading through your toes, knees, thighs, pelvis. Through your back and the muscles of your back, shoulders, arms, fingers, onto your face and your eyes, into your brain, through your throat, behind your breastbone, heart and lungs, and into all the abdominal organs, and just taking a few moments to relax completely into that energy. Feeling into your breath. Beginning to bring some movement into your fingers and into your toes. Noticing if your body would like to stretch or yawn, twist, bringing yourself slowly out of relaxation. And very slowly, bend your knees, roll yourself over onto your side. Bring yourself up to sitting. Allow your eyes to stay closed for the next moment or two. Taking in your whole practice. Noticing what the gift of yoga brings to you, has brought to you this morning, and how you can take that out off the mat and bring that into your daily life. And bringing your hands together in front of your heart. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be free from danger. May all beings have ease of well-being. Bowing your head below your heart. Big thank you to yourself for coming to practice this morning. Perhaps there's an intention that's come up that you might want to direct to somebody, yourself, somebody close to you, or something bigger in the world. And also letting go of the outcome of that, just the intention. And as you exhale, eyes and hands open. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. If you